Hey everyone, today's video we are once again going to be looking at upcoming major Hurricane Ida to bring impacts to Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Now, before we could get into the video, be sure to subscribe to this channel if you are new and turn on post notifications so you won't miss a single upload or live stream on the channel. Right now we have Tropical Storm Ida. The website hasn't updated quite yet, but we do have a Hurricane Ida now, a Category 1 hurricane with currently a maximum sustained winds of 75 miles per hour, a minimum central pressure of 987 millibars. Location is 21.4 north, 82.4 west, and movement is northwest at 13 knots or 15 miles per hour. Here's the official forecast cone for Hurricane Ida. As you can see, it is about to make landfall on Cuba today as a Category 1 hurricane. We also have tropical storm warnings out right now for portions of the other half. We have half hurricane warnings, half or tropical storm warnings pretty much on Cuba. As you can see, by 8 p.m. Saturday, still a Category 2 hurricane. By then, we should see rapid intensification around just after 8 a.m. of Saturday, and that will bring it to a Category 2. And then we should see a major hurricane by 8 a.m. Sunday. Makes landfall as a major hurricane. We're not sure if it's going to be just a Category 3 or a Category 4 or possibly even a Category 5. For Louisiana. As you can see, it makes landfall, of course, as a major hurricane. And then 8 a.m. Monday, tropical storm. 8 a.m. Tuesday, by the time it reaches Mississippi, it'll be tropical depression. And then post-tropical cyclone by 8 a.m. Wednesday. Now, here's the storm surge graphic. As you can see, we're going to see around 7 to 11 feet of storm surge from Morgan City all the way to Ocean Springs, Mississippi. All over here, you're going to see 7 to 11 storm surge here. Lake Pontchartrain, you're going to see around 4 to 6 feet of storm surge. Lake Maurepas, you're going to see around 3 to 5 feet of storm surge. Vermilion Bay or Morgan City to Rockefeller Wildlife Refuge, you're going to see around 4 to 7 feet of storm surge. From Rockefeller or Wildlife Refuge, you're going to see to Sabine Pass, you're going to see around 2 to 4 feet of storm surge. From Ocean Springs to the Mississippi and Alabama border, you're going to see around 4 to 7 feet of storm surge. And finally, from the Mississippi-Alabama border all the way to the Alabama and Florida border, you're going to see around a 3 to 5 feet of storm surge, and that also includes Mobile Bay. Now, here's the rainfall you're going to see from Hurricane Ida. As you can see, in Cuba, you're going to see around 2 to 4 inches of rainfall, and even up to 4 to 6 inches of rainfall in mostly the western part of Cuba. As you can see, that rainfall really increases by the time it reaches a Category 2 status, and as you can see, we're going to see around 15 to 20 inches of rainfall. You can see in that little pink dot, that's where you're expecting 15 to 20 inches of rainfall locally, just right near New Orleans. In the red colors, you're still going to see a major amount of rainfall, 10 to 15 inches of rainfall in all of that red area. So pretty much the whole area of southeastern Louisiana, you're going to see 10 to 15 inches of rainfall. And even in the orange colors, you're going to see a very big amount of rainfall. You're going to see 6 to 10 inches of rainfall, and that pretty much includes all of eastern Louisiana, most of Mississippi, even a bit of Alabama there. You're going to see 6 to 10 inches rainfall. And the yellow colors, you're going to see around 4 to 6 inches of rainfall. So you're still going to see a pretty decent risk for flash flooding in the yellow colors. We get to a less major rainfall amounts in the dark greens. You're going to see around 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. And in the light greens, you're going to see the most minimal amount of rainfall. You're going to see around 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Now, here is your flash flooding risk. We do have a moderate risk for flash flooding over in Louisiana and parts of Mississippi. This could definitely get upgraded to the high risk, which is 50% chance for flash flooding. In the yellow risk, you have a 10% slight risk for flash flooding. In the green, you have a 5% marginal risk for flash flooding. Let's go ahead and take a look at the GFS model, and this is actually simulated infrared satellite imagery. So this is a simulated kind of version from the original satellite imagery. Right now it's looking rather intense with the convection explosion just right before it's going to be hitting Cuba. As you know, it is now hurricane, so it is undergoing some pretty rapid intensification. Right now it's going to have a slower time of intensification as it goes over Cuba, but Cuba is definitely not going to affect it too much. It might weaken it a very little bit, but it's not going to affect it too much as it's not hitting many mountainous areas where it's hitting, so it's not going to affect it too much. So let's go ahead and go forward, and this is going to be August 28th. So this is going to be tomorrow, and actually 2 a.m. of August 28th. So pretty much very early morning tomorrow. You can see an eye already forming just after it hits Cuba. You can see that convection kind of weakens a little bit after it does hit Cuba. But as you can see, we still have the eye wall that is still forming about 8 a.m. August 28th. So tomorrow. And then it's really starting to look like a major hurricane here by 2 p.m. tomorrow. And then we get to 8 p.m. so the evening hours of Saturday, and as you can see, it's definitely looking like a pretty major hurricane, either a category 2 or category 3 that it's looking at like right now. And then by here, we pretty much looks like that major hurricane by 2 a.m. of Sunday is starting to approach Louisiana closer and closer, and this is 8 a.m. Sunday. As you can see, that's definitely looking like a pretty major hurricane here that's approaching Louisiana. And it looks super organized by 2 p.m. August 29th, which is Sunday. And then it makes landfall on Sunday around 8 p.m. So we're looking at about 8 p.m. of landfall of Sunday or somewhere in the evening hours. Of course, it's definitely going to change. But the GFS is showing that this is going to make landfall about 8 a.m. about 8 p.m. of Sunday here, just for your information. Now, we can actually go ahead and look at the closer to the surface wind speeds so you know what to expect. This is going to be 1 p.m. of Saturday, and as you can see, we have 976 millibars. That's about a strong Category 1 to a Category 2, even mid-end Category 2 hurricane by then. Then we reach around 1 a.m. of Sunday. As you can see, 963 millibars. That's a major hurricane, and as you can see, it's now approaching Louisiana at a very fast rate, 959 by 7 a.m., and that's a mid-end Category 3 approaching a Category 4 strength, and then by 957 millibars around 18Z, which is 1 p.m. of Sunday, and then 955 where it makes landfall. The GFS does have it making landfall as a 955 millibar hurricane, so that's about a strong Category 3 or even a Category 4 at that rate. And then of course it does weaken as it ramps back up to 978 millibars there. Let's look at the spaghetti models once again here. As you can see, it does make landfall in that exact same spot of Cuba today, and as you can see, it's still kind of fluctuating. Some of these models are still not agreeing too much on the direct path of this until we do get closer to Louisiana. Now, as you can see, a lot of these are definitely focusing on eastern Louisiana. Of course, these could definitely shift west or even more east, but definitely it's focusing more on eastern Louisiana rather than western Louisiana, which is definitely a little bit better as we saw Hurricane Laura last year absolutely demolish western Louisiana. So this is definitely good news for western Louisiana, bad news for eastern Louisiana. So both sides of Louisiana are pretty much going to see major hurricanes in about 1 year. So Louisiana is definitely looking a bit unlucky from last year, and even this year we could see some more hurricanes after this. But let's go ahead and look back at the GFS and symbols, which has it a little bit more west and more of just exactly straight in the middle of Louisiana has it making landfall there, and a little bit weak here, as you can see, by 978 millibars, 974 millibars, so a little bit weaker there. As you can see, some of these and symbols do have it at about a 950 between 940 millibars, so and that's in those pink colors. So that's definitely a pretty strong hurricane. Got a category 4, category 5 strength you're talking. And if we look at our intensity guidance finally, as you can see, we do have one in symbol that reaches that category 4 strength. We're pretty much guaranteed to see a category 1 strength at this point, and pretty much guaranteed to see a category 2 strength. We are at that category 1 strength according to the National Hurricane Center as I'm making this video, but we're pretty much guaranteed to see a category 2 strength. Almost guaranteed to see a category 3 strength, but not guaranteed to see a category 4 strength. That's still definitely possible, but not likely. If you did enjoy the video on Hurricane Ida, be sure to subscribe to this channel if you are new and turn on post notifications so you won't miss a single upload or live stream on this channel. I am streaming a live stream right now on Hurricane Ida. Make sure to check that out. I'll leave a link in the comments below. But anyways, stay safe.